Hi, everyone. Happy Friday. Today is our health and nutrition lesson. So we're going to start out with a story called How Are You Peeling? So watch the story and then I'll be back with our lesson for today.
Good afternoon, everybody. Luke Showers here with another read aloud, and today's read aloud is entitled How Are You Peeling? Foods with Moods. So this is a book that I would use at the beginning of the year, probably oftentimes on one of my first days of class, just as a simple way of talking about feelings. I think that's an important thing for kids to learn when they first start school at a preschool level is how are they feeling, and how can you tell how yourself is feeling, how you yourself is feeling, or how your friends are feeling. Right, so I just use this simple read aloud and we'll go through it and we discuss how might we be able to tell how another friend is feeling. So again, this is How Are You Peeling? Foods with Moods, written by Saxton Freyman and Joost Elfers. How are you peeling? Foods with Moods. How are you feeling? Happy? Sad? Happy? Sad? Feeling blue? Feeling bad? Can a gentle, smiling friend try to cheer you up again? When you have to wait because someone is late, are you bored, jumpy, worried, grumpy? Excited as the minutes pass? Now, your friend is here at last. How are you when other friends drop by? With someone new, a little shy? Don't be long? Not for long. Do you feel secure? Or not so sure? Amused? Confused? Frustrated? Surprised? Try these feelings on for size. How are you feeling? We can see we have different kiwi that feel different ways. When you're attacked, do you react? How do you feel when someone is mean? Timid, bold, or in between? When you're angry, do you pout, whine, cry, scream, shout? Feeling sorry and ashamed, or embarrassed to be blamed? Jealous? Disappointed too? When you are hurt, who comforts you? So many smiles. Can you decide who's feeling safe? Who's feeling pride? Wired, tired, need a kiss? Do you know anybody like this? Do you let your feelings show? Who do you love and how do they know? When how you feel is understood, you have a friend and that feels good. How are you feeling? We have our different vegetables and fruits showing different emotions. The end.
Okay, so that story ties in nutritious foods that we're going to be talking about today, but it also then includes feelings that we've been talking about for a few weeks. So you should still be playing your emotions games with the monsters feelings cards. Just every once in a while, go back to those and play the game that you like the best. And also the monster coloring counting that had the monsters with no eyes. And then it listed all the suggestions for the different ways to play that. So continue playing those if you have time. And so right now, you should have had these pages in your packets, and it's called My Healthy Foods Book. And we colored ours. And so on the first page, it shows foods that are in the fruit group. There are 5 different food groups. This is the fruit group. So there is an apple and a pineapple, a banana, a pear, and watermelon. So be thinking about which one you like the best, because we're going to make something in a minute after we're finished with this. Miss Deanna, would you like to do the next food group?
Yes, our other food group is dairy. So we have yogurt, which is my favorite, cheese, and milk.
Thank you. All right, that was the dairy group. Now we are at the vegetable group, and we have squash, and we have a carrot, peas, cabbage, and a sweet potato. And in these food groups, there are more foods included in the groups that they're showing on these pages, but these are just some of the foods in those food groups. All right, it's gonna be Miss Deanna's turn.
Protein. We have some fish, eggs, bacon, which is also my favorite, ham, beans.
All right, and then our last group is the grains group. And there is, it looks like a cupcake, but I'm thinking it's some kind of muffin, like a breakfast muffin, some bread or toast, pancakes, cereal, and waffles. So that's the grains group. And what they recommend, this is called My Plate, but they recommend that your vegetable group on your plate is the biggest portion. And then you have a portion of fruits, grains, a protein, and some dairy. And here at school, that's what our meals are all balanced out like that. Okay, so what we're gonna do first is Miss Deanna and I are gonna take turns. And we're gonna go to the fruit group first. Miss Deanna, I'll let you go first. She is going to cut out on this page what is her favorite fruit. And then we're gonna attach them to our, it's like a headband, but when we're all done, we're gonna wear it like that. So Miss Deanna's gonna cut out her favorite fruit. You're welcome. And then I will cut out my favorite fruit. You could do this by cutting the pictures out of your book. You could cut pictures maybe out of a magazine, or you could just draw the pictures and cut them out of your favorite fruit. Oh, I knew it. Miss Deanna chose the pineapple as her favorite fruit. And I am going to attach, I'm cutting out. All right. See if you can guess which fruit I like the best on this page. Can you see it? Watermelon. All right, so I'm gonna put the watermelon on my headband. All right, then Miss Deanna, the next page, I'll pick first since you pick first. All right, I am going to actually, we're in the dairy group. So pick your favorite dairy food. I am going to pick cheese because I love cheese, any kind of cheese, but you don't want to have too much. have to eat healthy portions. All right, Miss Deanna's gonna choose.
I'm going to choose yogurt.
Miss Deanna already told us her favorite was yogurt, right? All right, so far I have watermelon from the fruit group, and I have cheese from the dairy group. Miss Deanna, just review what you have, please.
I have pineapple from the fruit group and yogurt from the dairy. Now we're going to go on
vegetables. Oh, this is a hard one because I think the vegetable group is my favorite food group. On this page, I think I'm going to have to go with the squash as my favorite food on this page of the vegetable group. I could probably come up with a different vegetable that I like the best, but I'm just going with the ones, like I said, that are in our little book. So I picked the squash.
I picked the carrot.
Miss Deanna picked the carrot in the vegetable group. All right, and our next group is going to be the protein group. And Miss Deanna's going to go first because we're taking turns and we like to switch it up of who goes first. So Miss Deanna's going to pick a protein that she likes. What do you think she's picking? Did you catch it when she was doing the protein page and she said this on the protein page was her favorite? Do you remember? Let's see.
I have two favorites, so I had to pick between two. But I feel like I eat eggs all the time. So that's why I went with that one. So I decided to switch it up a little.
She might have tricked you because she did say when she was reading the page and looking at the food, she did say bacon, favorite.
She did.
All right. So I am not a big protein eater. I really should increase the amount of proteins that I eat. So I am picking the protein on the page that I like the best is ham. You got to watch how much ham you eat because it has a lot of salt in it. All right. So ham is my protein. All right. And our last food group, the fifth one is grains. Oh boy, grains is a hard one, but I think I'm gonna have to pick the bread or the toast because that's what I seem to eat the most of. All right, Miss Deanna's turn to pick a grain.
I decided to pick waffles.
Waffles. All right. So I have watermelon from the fruit group. And I have cheese from the dairy group. And I have squash from the vegetable group, ham from the protein group, and bread from the grain group. Miss Deanna, show them yours now.
I have pineapple from the fruit. I have yogurt from the dairy group. I have a carrot from the vegetable group. I have eggs from the protein group. And waffles from the grain group.
All right, so all of you can do this. Like I said, you don't have to do it how we did it by cutting out of the book, but you can find some pictures in magazines that you could cut out. Actually, another teacher here in Greensburg did one, and she just cut the items out of construction paper, and she has a carrot, an apple, a banana, and an orange. So she didn't do all the food groups. She did 3 from the fruit group and 1 from the vegetable group. Just make it however you want to make it though. All right, so back to the My Plate that has all 5 of the food groups. And you should try to include all 5 of the food groups into your meals. I know some meals it's hard to get all 5, but if you go on myplate.gov, it will tell you the recommended amounts of each of these for the day. So also something else you could do is you could draw the My Plate on your paper, and then just cut out or draw. Once again, there are some fruits here. There's watermelon, apples, oranges for the fruit group. Down in the vegetable group, there are Brussels sprouts and asparagus, carrots, and these I think are like beets or turnips. Over here in the protein group, there's eggs, bacon, looks like steak or roast beef. Up in our grain group, there is some rolls, some bread, and some cereal. And over in our dairy group, there's yogurt, milk, and cheese. So even if when you eat dinner, after dinner, maybe you have one of these drawn, you could kind of think about what you had for dinner. What goes in the fruit group, what goes in the grain group, what goes in the vegetable, and the protein and the dairy groups. You could even have a grown-up write the words of the food you ate, like I said, or draw them or find pictures of them. But this just kind of helps you to have balanced meals and nutritious meals. All right. All right, the last thing I wanted to do for the grown-ups, kiddos, you're done with your work for today, unless you want to go make your food group book. All right, so I really wanted to review the calendars that I'm always harping on, but they are very, very, very important. It goes, first of all, towards our funding. The minutes that you spend on activities goes towards our funding and us keeping our funding because it's matched by the federal government. So that's one reason they're important. And another reason they're important is because this is how we're tracking attendance and enrollment and how much remote learning you're doing. These are things we have to report to the federal government. So that's why we have these calendars. But I'm going to just get a little bit closer so I can show you so you know what I'm talking about. But this first calendar, it will have the month kind of big and the year. And then over here, it has the center, your child's name, the room number, and our funding, which is Head Start, and it will just say HS. I have that all filled in when you get these. On each day, there is an activity, just a suggestion for an activity, okay? This is called the take-home calendar. The other, this one, the one I just showed you, the take-home calendar, you do not have to turn back in at the end of the month. You can keep track on here how many minutes you did the calendar, but you don't have to turn this one back in. This is the important calendar. This is the non-federal share calendar. It already has on it teeth, book, calendar, and then it says RL, which stands for remote learning, and then it has other. Every day you should be filling this out. You have these in your plastic binder that came in the tote bag with all your original things. There will be a new one in your sign-in folder. So if you want to take that home instead of keeping it in your sign-in folder, just let me know. So here's the thing. Next to teeth, it says 2 and a 2. So if your child brushes their teeth in the morning and in the evening, you are going to circle both 2s. That's 2 times. If you read a book that day, it says 15 or 30. So did you spend 15 minutes reading a book or did you spend 30 minutes reading a book? If you spend a different amount of time, say more than 30, you just write it in next to the 30. The third thing is the calendar, and it also says 15 or 30. If you spent 15 minutes doing an activity on the take-home calendar, you would circle the 15. If you spent 30 minutes on the activity on the take-home calendar, you circle the 30. If you spent more than 30, you write in how many minutes it took you. And then it has RL and it says 30. That means, did you do at least 30 minutes of remote learning? So you would check there or write in the amount of minutes that you did the remote learning. And the last thing is other. If you did any other learning activity with your child, you write in the amount of time it took you to do that. And then at the end of the month, these get turned in. Like I said, they count for attendance. This is how we track attendance and your remote learning, and it goes toward our funding. So at the end of every month, you print your name and sign your name and turn it in. Okay, I know it's a little confusing, so that's why I wanted to just review it again. If you still don't quite understand, let me know and I can explain it at sign in or at pickup. Like I said, it does get confusing and it's just hard, but remember to fill this out every day so that you don't forget. You know, you might get to the end of the week and be like, oh, well, I don't remember what I did on Monday. So like I said, just try to fill it in every day and then that way it's done. All right, that's our lessons for today. Have a great weekend and we will see everybody Monday.
Bye.